Everybody, hope you are doing well today. We are going to be having coffee chat where we talk about all things Niknax, milestones, kudos, events, all the stuff. So, good morning. Thank you for coming in. For those of you who are out there on Facebook and YouTube and you have no idea what Niknax is my e-commerce marketplace. We have live selling, buy it now listings, multi-day auctions, and we're just about 2 years in. We're almost to our 2-year anniversary, which is really exciting. So let me get over to YouTube. And I will switch this over to subscribers only. Good morning. Hello, everybody. All right, let's see here. Make sure this is muted. There we go. Hello, hello. All right, let me see here. Customize. And there it is. All right, cool. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Oh, thank you. There it is. Good morning. Hello. Spam risk. I don't know what that means. All right, so let me get to our notes, and I guess we'll just dive right in. Thank you all for being here. Let me see. Gotta get to our notes. No. No, I mean, I should probably post an update. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's free people. No coffee. No, I don't have coffee. I already drank like a whole pot by myself this morning. And so I was like, I probably shouldn't. All right, let me see. Oh, or unless you mean like in the buy it now, I could put the coffee in the buy it now. But no, I'm not drinking coffee this morning. All right, well, let's get into our notes. I hope you are all excited. We don't have a whole lot to go through this week, so there will be time for questions at the end. Need my notebook. I don't have a pen, of course. All I have is a Sharpie. Oh well, I'll make it work. No, never mind. There's my. I'm like, it has to be here somewhere. I didn't move it anywhere. All right, that is going to get knocked over. Okay. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that reminds me. Please, everybody, go ahead and do some browsing in the buy it now. I have a bunch of items in there that I selected from around the marketplace, from some of our sellers, and there's some really fun stuff in there. So go ahead and check it out. As the owner of Niknax, I have the power to add other people's items into the buy it now. So you'll see other people's stuff in there. I tried to do like a little Halloween. Tried to do a little Halloween in there. But also a few signed things. So, all right. Well, let's get started, shall we? Okay. So we have currently 49,100 members. That's wonderful. Thank you, Delyn, for the purchase. So that is 156 new members since last week. 156. So if you are a new member, I would encourage you to go over. I know 50,000 by Christmas. I think we can do it. So to our new members, go ahead and check out the chat channels on the left. You can scroll through there, find the community chat, and maybe introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you, what you collect, what you buy for resale. I don't know, all the things. Just introduce yourself and let us get to know you, because that's kind of what Niknax is all about. We're very heavy on community, and I think it means a lot to other members to learn a little bit about you. Sellers, we currently have 5,100 sellers. And we don't really have a count on how many new ones because we can't see the numbers for certain reasons. But I did not add any new sellers. I can tell you that. I did not add any new sellers since last week. It's been crazy. I know. We currently have 116,000 listings to browse. So I always encourage you guys to go and do some shopping on the homepage because we have cool stuff. We still actually have the signature series items pinned. So definitely go and check out what's there before I flip out the homepage and switch it all up. All right, happy fall. It is officially fall. Christina called me yesterday and she's like, happy fall. And I was like, is it? Is it really? It is. It is officially fall. So I know. How did that happen? It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. It is also Rosh Hashanah, Jewish New Year. So happy Rosh Hashanah to those who celebrate. And then we have Chicken Pot Pie Day, which is great for fall. So write that down, go to the grocery store, get the ingredients, and report back if it was a success. Pumpkin pie for breakfast. Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Next we have give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So next we have save your questions to the end because I will get distracted. Obviously, I just got distracted. It happens often. So if you can save your questions to the end, that will keep me from going off in all different tangents. But we don't have a whole lot to talk about today. So it'll be easy. It'll be easy. But if you can't remember your question, go ahead and write it down. And then you'll remember it for the end. And thank you all for your purchases of the Buy It Now. I think it's awesome to support other members in the community. So I appreciate all of you. And I know our sellers do as well. Signature series was this weekend. What a fun event. I hope that you guys all enjoyed the signature series. One thing I think was a takeaway from that, and I don't know if Christina put it in here, was learning. And I think all of our big events come with a lot of learning, but especially the signature series, where we saw signatures that we may have seen before, and then suddenly it's like, oh, and now we know who they are, right? So it definitely helped with that. But it was a success. I think it was awesome. Definitely appreciate all of our sellers who participated, whether that was in live sales, Buy It Now, all of the things. Thank you all for hanging out, for sticking with it. Thank you, Christina, for making it all happen. And even though we had a few hiccups, I think it all came together nicely. And I'm excited for the next one. Not nachos. Oh yeah, nachos. Yeah, there was a little hiccup with the nachos. So I'm glad that got cleared up. Oh, when she called me and told me, I was like, wait, what? Nachos? So if you know, you know. All right, so early shout out time. We have shout outs. Kelly's second-hand resale from powering through a sale with no power. She rocked it with very little light. Thank you to everyone who cheered her on. That is fantastic. I've had to do that myself, and I know it's like oh crap, what do I do now? And we were all in the dark, and I was like, wait guys, let me just see if I can. And you guys probably remember it's not an easy task. So absolutely huge kudos and shout out to being able to to pull it off in the dark. I mean, it kind of adds a little excitement to it, I think, right? It's like, oh my gosh, how are we going to make this happen? So I think that's really flashlights. Yes. I don't even remember if I had a flashlight when I did mine, but yeah. So, that just goes to show that, if you guys put your mind to it, you can probably work through most issues. even lack of power. So updates. We have nothing to report yet. Nothing to report yet. But make sure that your app is always updated. And that you are keeping it updated, because that's usually the first thing when we start experiencing glitches is, okay, well, did you update? And then once you update, it usually smooths things out. So keep that in mind too. If you're ever, having issues, check for an update. My phone is supposed to automatically update, and it doesn't really do a very good job at that. So, we also have, we're almost to the end of the notes. That's crazy. Please remember to bid accordingly. We did have an increase in cancellations because of buyer's remorse. I just don't want it. I changed my mind, that sort of thing. I've talked about this before. It's not fair to the seller. It's not fair to the other bidders. These are auctions, and it even says in our guidelines that a bid is binding. And so that means that once you've bid, a seller could say, you know what, I don't think we're going to refund this because, you bid, and that's that. So it's always a reminder to be careful of how you're holding your phone. If you're just leaving it around for cats to bid, all of these things, you have to really watch out for your pets. We've had a few purchases from pets, and we just want to make sure that everybody is careful and not those dang cats. I don't know what it is about the cats. It's just like they see the little thing and they want to swipe at it. Maybe that's like a thing. I don't know. But yeah, so let's make sure that we're being extra careful. Extra careful when it comes to bidding, and keeping the phone away from pets and children and all of the things. I know pets with good taste, that's for sure. So yes, that and you guys know I keep an eye on that. We actually had a flag this weekend, an instance where someone has canceled too many times. And so, that's something we're aware of. If you submit too many cancellations, it comes to me, and then I make a decision about your fate. So that's really, you should keep that in mind. So if you're canceling too many times, I have the ultimate decision to make. So, don't bid and have regrets, I guess is the moral of the story. Communication. This is really important. We had a lot of hiccups on the train this past weekend. I'm just gonna call them hiccups. We just had a few, and more than normal. Not a lot, but not a few, and a bit more than normal. Communication is very important. When you, and I've said this a million times before when we've talked about events, if you are in an event, it's not just you. It's not just you. The entire event is basically hinging on your ability to follow through with your obligations. And when you sign up for an event, you agree to the terms of the event. So you agree to have your items preloaded beforehand. We give you weeks in advance when you sign up. So you have weeks. You have weeks to preload your items. All of these things. So when you sign up for an event, you're agreeing to the terms. If you do not follow the terms of the event, you are banned from the next event, and possibly events after that if it's like a big deal. I think sometimes these events are taken for granted. Sometimes people just assume that they can just do whatever they want. But in all honesty, these events are a privilege. That's why we're trying to let other people get in on them, because people know that when you're in these events, you make a lot of sales, you get recognition. There's all sorts of perks to being in these events. So when you don't take it seriously and you jeopardize the entire event, that's concerning. That's kind of like oh, well, maybe this person shouldn't be in events in the future. And so we did put in place on the last event, not this one, but the one prior to that, that if guidelines aren't followed and terms aren't followed, if you're late, if you without communication, this is all without communication. That's the point of this conversation. If you're late rating in, if you don't show up, if you don't have your items preloaded, all of these things interrupt the flow of the event. So if you're not prepared, it kind of slows the roll, if you know what I mean. It kind of creates this like, oh well, I don't really want to watch this seller because they don't have the items they're supposed to have. They don't have enough. They're just kind of fumbling. I don't really want to watch that. Yeah, you kind of drag the train down. So please keep that in mind. The point of that is communication. If you foresee an issue, like, oh, there's been a family emergency, I'm having issues getting my items preloaded, if you foresee something going on, then you need to communicate. I mean, that's what's most important. And then we together can come up with a solution to make sure that others in the train are not affected, because we want these events to be like top notch. So please communicate. It's not like if you can't make it, you're going to be in trouble. If you communicate that to us 2 weeks in advance and we know like, oh, this person, can't make their time slot, then we're able to fix it. And it's all good. And I understand also that last minute things happen. We've had last minute emergencies and stuff like that. And that's why we have a wait list. That's why, I really appreciate our sellers who in the past and even in this last event have filled in, gone 15 minutes over, started 15 minutes early just to fill the gap. I think that's awesome. And yeah, thank you to all who communicated immediately, knowing that there was something going on. Bo just texted me. Oh shoot. Something about a snapping turtle. I don't know. I'll have to read it after the meeting. How can you bid? Well, you have to be on Niknax.net. So if you're over on Facebook or YouTube, this is the site that we're talking about right now. This is the e-commerce marketplace. It is Niknax.net. Niknax.net. We're about 2 years in. We are one of the fastest growing e-commerce marketplaces out there right now. And we would love to have you come and join us. It's definitely a community. And that's, what sets us apart, I feel like, from other e-commerce sites, is that everybody kind of looks out for everyone. And the goal is for everyone to succeed. Like I've said before, one of my favorite quotes, a rising tide lifts all the boats. And I think that's very true of what we're doing here and what we're building. So that goes also, with the events. Same concept, a rising tide lifts all the boats. So we have to make sure that, we're coming alongside each other and we are all successful, and being able to jump on early, stay on 15 minutes later. I mean, that right there is in the spirit of Niknax, and I love it. All right. So for Niknax events, you need to contact Christina at Niknax.net. That is all your event related things. So whether you are, you want to sign up for an event, you are signing up for an event, all of these things, if it is event related, you need to email Christina at Niknax.net. I think I kind of covered all then. Yeah, she raises the point here that she does do a lot of work to prepare for these events, to get, organizing that many people together is kind of crazy. That's why when we first started Niknax, I knew I wasn't the one, because that's not my strength. Definitely not. And I'm like, we need somebody who's good at this. And then Christina was there, and I was like, hey, you're good at this. And that's her jam for sure. So she works really hard, and she does an amazing job. So Let's all confetti for Christina here. Oh, there's more notes. There's like a whole nother group of notes. So I was just kidding when I said we're almost done. Christina was holding out on me. So Christina posted the new Niknax event sign up system in the announcements channel this weekend. So the event interest form is posted in the event chat channel. So if you're looking for the chat channel, it's the event chat. It's not the first come, first serve mad dash that it was previously. Instead, you have, I think we said 24 hours since the posting of the sign up. You have 24 hours to add your name. So if you're interested in this event, put your name down. That's what we've decided. So you can go into the event sign up. You can put your name in. Now it is a Google Sheets. And if you're not familiar with Google Sheets, you have to click the edit button. You have to click the little pen in order to put your name on. There was a little confusion about that, but you do have to edit it to add your name. So if you're just opening it, you're just in a viewing mode, and then you have to go into edit to add your name to the list. So the sheet is going to be active, I think, until this evening. I don't know what time she posted it yesterday, but that will give you guys a chance to go and sign up for the potential of being in the event. I want to make that very clear. So the way that we're doing the events now is not first come, first serve. You put your name on the interested sheet, right? And then we do just a randomizer. And we kind of pick out the names of the people who can then sign up and go from there. All right. So it kind of gives everybody a fair chance because we put it into a wheel, it goes around the wheel and then it picks the people. So that way it's not as stressful. You may or may not get a spot, but I think that that's definitely a help as far as making it fair across the board. And here's the thing is if it doesn't work, we'll go back to the way it was, but I think it's important to at least try it. At least see if this works, because it was very stressful for the signups. I mean, even on our end, watching everybody, because we watched when the signups happened. So Christina would post the signups and we'd be in there watching to see like the little cursors moving around and people putting their names in, and it was like trying to keep track of all of that. And then seeing somebody write over somebody else. It's like, okay, well, were they writing in the cell at the same time or was it intentional? Like it's just a lot. So I think this is going to work out. I think it is going to work out a little bit nicer. So the event that is posted is our Spooky Speedy Saturday. So it's going to be a Saturday event with 15-minute time slots back to back to back. And it's going to be Halloween themed. So you will have your Halloween theme. There are going to be two. We're going to actually have two Spooky Speedy Saturdays. So one of those is going to be on October 4th. And then the following weekend, October 11th. So we have two Saturdays where we are doing this event. So if you don't get into the first round, you get into the second round, but it's just going to be 15 minutes, if you're like me and you don't have a ton of Halloween, in 15 minutes, you can maybe run like 7 items, 7 to 10. 10 is but I mean, Sandy would probably run 40 in the 15 minutes because that's what she does. But yes, so normally you can expect to run like maybe 7 to 10 unless you have some sort of live selling superpower. And we know that's the truth, right? Like 15 minutes. I got you. 40 items later. All right, it's time to raid. I could see that happening. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have 2 weekends of that. So because there was a lot of interest and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And like you guys, like we've done in the past, feel free to dress up. That's always been really fun. Like there's no obligation, but it's always fun to see the creativity, in sellers dressing up. And I think that's really awesome. Okay. Next we have shout outs. Shout outs. So there's actually nothing there. I think we did that first, didn't we? We already did that. I was like, what? It says shout out and reminders, and then it's like nothing there. I'm like, all right, well, here is a shout out. Shout out to all of our mods and admins who helped with the event this weekend. It was wild. It was kind of crazy. I know Christina was in the middle of looking at houses, bouncing between houses and realtors and doing all of that. So she was preoccupied. I of course had Laurel, so I'm like chasing Laurel around. It's the weekend. That's usually my weekends. So I'm chasing Laurel around. I've got security cameras going off here at the shop. It's just like, it was a wild weekend. So huge shout out to all of our moderators and admins for helping in these events, not just this one, but previous events as well, helping things run smoothly, making sure that everybody is behaving. I mean, that sounds weird, but it's true. You know, sometimes we do have issues, and it's always nice when a moderator can step in and be like, hey, we don't do that here, or just kind of making sure that people understand the guidelines. So that's a shout out. For sure. Absolutely. And I mean, beyond mods and admins, a lot of members in our community also step up. And I just think that that's amazing. Yes, Claudine says personal shout out to all the sellers who go above and beyond helping each other in and day out. Absolutely. Absolutely correct. And I see a lot of that happening in the chat channels. People have questions. Other members of the community are popping in, making sure that everyone's feeling supported. And again, that's what Niknax is all about. So reminder, if you have questions about the marketplace, reading the guidelines can help answer your questions. I always just tell people, read the guidelines, because normally questions will be answered in the guidelines. When you are reaching out, please know who to email. So technical issues, issues with payments, even some issues with buyers, when it escalates beyond some mediation, all of that needs to go to support@district.net. You need to just flag it for them, let them be aware. They can help you. But that is support@district.net. I get a lot of emails, and usually it's not stuff I can help with. And so I have to direct people to go to support. So just keep that in mind. As always, community@district.net is kind of our marketplace watchdog. It's for stuff that maybe district hasn't seen yet or doesn't recognize. But community at niknax.net is definitely your way to just flag stuff for us. Let us know, hey, this is a little weird. Have you seen this before? And it helps me recognize patterns in buyers and sellers when things aren't really being carried out the way they should. Yesterday was funny because I'm helping Juliet with her volcano project. Right? She had a volcano project. She got off school and she's like, oh, Mom, my volcano project is due today. And I was like, oh, great. So of course we take a trip to Michael's and we get all the supplies because she's telling me she needs an 18 by 18 volcano. And we get back and I'm looking at the syllabus, and the 18 by 18 volcano is not required. It's not a requirement. You just had to build a volcano, and it could have been like this big, but we're already in it. So we go for it. And, Christina's on the phone. We're talking about mentoring, right? And Juliet's trying to do her volcano project, and she's asking me, I'm like, Juliet, just do the right thing. Just do the right thing. I said to Christina, I'm like, well, that's my idea of mentoring. Just do the right thing. I mean, what else? Just do the right thing. And that made me laugh because I'm like, that's pretty much with Niknax. Just do the right thing. People are like, why did I get a warning? Because you didn't do the right thing. It's just that simple. If you were to come to my mentoring live, I would just quickly tell you guys, just do the right thing. Just come on. It's that easy. All right. So remember to check out the calendar of events if you are interested in upcoming events. Good TED Talk. I know, right? Yeah. Yep. So check out the events. You can see upcoming seller events. Our sellers often will sponsor their own trains. They'll put together their own trains. And we do have events happening. So check out the events calendar for any events in addition to, what Niknax is putting on. And there's always such fun ideas and fun events. Usually we have, I think I'd say like at least once a weekend, we have some event happening with different themes. And I just think that's fantastic. Coming up, we have Handmade Market this Friday. So this Friday will be our handmade market. Sorry, I get so many notifications. It's crazy, and I can't actually see the top of the screen. Give me 1 second. No, okay. Is that it? Nope. And there's another one. All right, give me 1 second. I just want to be able to see the top of my screen, and they just keep coming in, and I'm ignoring them, and now I have like 20 of them. All right, so yeah, Handmade Market is this Friday. And so what that means is we're turning the entire marketplace over to all handmade. So you can buy handmade anytime here on Niknax. We have amazing artists who do demonstrations throughout the week. Thursday is our event with handmade artists, and they do demonstrations all day. It's pretty awesome, tutorials, that sort of thing. And it's really interesting to see the method for the different arts, that our sellers are creating. So this Friday is Handmade Market, and we're going to turn the entire homepage over to all handmade. So it's easy to find. You can just pop on Niknax. You can see all of our handmade there. As I've mentioned in previous copy chats, if you are an artist and you cannot see certain tags, it's because like those are specific to certain sellers. I had to do that because we had regular sellers tagging things that are handmade by them and they're not handmade. Like a Fenton vase, and they're like, this is made by me, and I'm like, I don't think it is. I think you're lying. And so as a result, we had to kind of like put certain sellers on certain categories. So if you can't see a category that you want access to, or you're on the homepage on Handmade Market Day and you see that you've tagged your items a certain way and they're not showing up, that may be because I have to give you access to that collection. All right. So keep that in mind, and we'll get that straightened up. September 26th, which is this Friday, is also our Meet Your Maker train, which is always fun. So during Handmade Market, we usually have like a train, an event where there's back-to-back live sales. This week, this month, the theme is fall into cottagecore. So cottagecore, fall, all the fun things. So we're talking woodland animals, mushrooms, cottages, warmth, and nature. I mean, those are kind of your keywords there to build off of. And so it should be a really awesome event. We have Speedy Saturday, which you already talked about, October 4th and 11th. And then our breast cancer awareness event is going to be all day on October 19th. So the way that is going to work, and we've talked about this previously, is on October 19th, we are just declaring it Breast Cancer Awareness Day, pretty much. There's not going to be any official train. I'm going to just encourage you guys to go live if you feel like, you want to. I mean, you don't even have to be involved in the event. You could just go live. But over the course of that entire day, yes, it's going to, they told me I could start it at any point in time. So I think we will do 12 a.m. October 18th. Is it October 18th and not 19th? I need a date on that. 19th. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you can go live. It's not, I don't know. Oh yeah, I think it's the 18th because we were going to do it on Saturday. I think, I don't know. I need clarification from Christina because I'm not really sure. But it will be that weekend. It will either be Saturday or Sunday that weekend. So I will get you guys an exact date, and you can always go to the event calendar and look at that. So a percentage of the fees, my fees from that day, will be donated. and I'm not sure if district is going to get in on that as well. And then it will be, feast together. So that will be on that day. So it doesn't matter if you're having a regular sale or you're having a breast cancer awareness sale. All of the fees from that time period will go. So that'll start at midnight on the night of the event, and then it will end the following midnight. All right. So I think that's it. Motivational fall quote. Some say fall is the season when the leaves change. I say it's the season when my sweatpants never change. I mean, you have to change them to wash them, though, right? So I mean, I'm about the sweatpants, but I don't think I'd wear the sweatpants the entire fall season. That would be a little wild. I'd be like dropping my kids off at school, and their friends would be like, "What is that smell?" Oh, that's my mom. She hasn't changed her sweatpants all fall. So I'm not sure about that quote. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit. I maybe I'm just thinking too much about it. I might just be thinking too much about it. Personally, I'm dropping the kids off in my pajamas. I'm wearing like my llama. You guys have seen my llama pants. Sometimes I wear them in lives. Yeah, I'm just wearing the llama pants. And if the kids need me to get out of the car, it's like, all right, are you sure you want that? Because if I get out of this car, everyone's going to see my llama pants. So yeah. But anyway, I think that's it for our notes today. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them if I am able to. I will do my best. Maybe the sweatpants is just the type rather than what I mean. Maybe that's what it meant. I don't know. It threw me a little bit. It threw me. I was like, whoa. I don't know if I want to be giving people this advice. Like, don't change your pants. Can I start over? Yeah, let me start from the beginning. All right, guys, welcome to Coffee Chat. We're going to be discussing all sorts of things today. Will the November event be glass? I don't know. We'll have to look at the calendar. The calendar will tell us. Christina keeps track. She calls me, and then we go through all these dates, and then like it's like 5 minutes later, she's like, "Oh yeah, did you know Glass Gallery is in like 2 weeks?" And I'm like, "What?" So that's kind of how that dynamic works. She calls me, she locks me in on a bunch of dates, and then it's I forget about them until I'm reminded. How are things going at the shop? Well, I think he got the letter, the trespass letter, and he's been creeping around on the property still. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's see. Are we going to choose if we want to be on the 4th or the 11th? I don't know how Christina has that set up. Am I getting a shop dog? Well, we've got Hank and we've got Gunner. So between the two of them, we kind of like mix it up. It's either the German Shepherd or the Dopey Hound dog, but there's usually a dog here. What color are my eyes? Green. Greenish, brownish. Any update? I do not have any updates on Android. I'm sorry, I do not have any updates. The new train sign up one qualification said you had to at least do one non-Niknax train. So we just want you to be experienced in going live and being on an event. That's pretty much that. So we just want you to be experienced. So having been involved in a train either on Niknax or elsewhere, and understanding the flow and how things work, that's really what's important. Let's see. Are you going through plenty of seller? I did not go through any seller applications this past week. It's been kind of a wild one, but this coming week, you can expect that I will probably be going through applications. shipping over. Thank you. It's actually it's a bird. It's a bird on a stage. A bird on a stage. That's what it is. Right. That's what I was thinking. But only sponsored trains, so I can't sign up. Yeah, you can sign up for trains. Yeah, you can definitely sign up for trains, even if you've only done Niknax sponsored events. I think maybe we need to adjust the verbiage there. Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Shipping ounces have been an issue for many sellers. So the ounces are off in the calculations. Is that what you're saying? Need up or down to show. That would be a district. Yeah, that's a district thing. Okay, I'm going to write it down. Shipping ounces. What is it? You have to round up now? You're saying round up to the nearest pound? Is that what we're saying? Oh, I see. All right. So you can't be like 7.2. You have to round up or down to the nearest ounce. Is it possible to be faceless on Niknax? Absolutely, you can. You don't have to show your face. Yeah, we have a. You don't have to. You don't even have to go live if you don't want to. You don't have to go live. There's no requirement that you go live. There's no requirement that you have to. You know, if you do go live, that you have to have the camera pointing at you. You can always just show your hands. You can be faceless on Niknax. USPS requires you to round up, so maybe district is just catching up. That would be my guess. My guess would be that you just have to, I mean, because if you're doing your package, like if you have all of the items, I feel like you should be rounding up anyway, right? To accommodate the package and the packing materials and all of that. So I don't know. I don't think you would need to do point anything because you're rounding up to make sure you get the right package size or package weight. I just have to fix my scale. Well, I'm a rounder. I round up because I had to add on those ounces or those pounds to accommodate the estimate for shipping and packing materials. They don't use tenths to always round up. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I haven't listed in a while. That's not true though. I was just listing a few days ago. I don't know. Is that on the desktop or the phone? I think that the number of people who make it into the event versus how many people have interest is going to vary from event to event. Because some people probably don't celebrate Halloween. I know my family didn't growing up, and so if we're having a Halloween event, I don't think that those people are going to want to be in the Halloween event necessarily. So versus if we do a glass gallery where it's probably going to have a lot more interest. So the percentage of people who get in versus sign up would probably be lower. Yeah. I mean, it just it's open for 24 hours. The more people that sign up, obviously your chance goes down a little bit, but then you at least have a chance. So that's the thing is like you actually have a chance versus before if you weren't there you didn't even get a chance at all. So it's just really, I think it's really going to just depend on the event. I've often heard of the days when eBay was send a check. Just think, I mean, we're here on Niknax, in 10 years, are we going to be looking back on Niknax and be like, I remember the day when we had to round up on our ounces? Like, just think about that, right? Guilty of sending checks. You had to hold the checks. That's so funny. That's so crazy. Times have definitely changed for sure. Yeah, we'll be using drones for delivery. It's going to be just there's going to be flying cars, you know, all of the things. I know the AI thing is, I mean, you just got to embrace it though. You really just got to embrace it. I was, for the longest time, I was like, I don't like AI. I don't like AI. And then I got to using it. And now I use it to title my videos. I use it for a lot of different things, but if I'm trying to figure something out, I'll ask a question to AI, and it's like I can bounce ideas. It's weird bouncing ideas off of AI, but sometimes they know what they're talking about. I feel like I should just give it a name. I should be like, oh, this is so and so my AI, and that's how the end of the world started. If you guys ever saw Terminator, it started with asking questions to AI, and then it turned into killer robots. So that seems to be the trajectory that we're on at this time. Just saying, not to bring down coffee chat, but I think that's the direction. Any chance of accepting lists perfectly? I have actually brought up cross posting a few times, more than a few times over the past 2 years, and I know that it's on the radar. I don't think it's a priority. Oh yeah, trust me, I'm pushing on the UK. I'm pushing on the UK. I'm sure that it will happen because I am the squeaky wheel. What happened to the start of the signatures? I tuned in on time and it wasn't going. Oh, that might have been me. That could have been me. And my attempt to launch it, if that's what you mean. It was wild because Laurel, what I didn't realize at the time, because I didn't have any audio, was that Laurel was literally inside the house with my earpods and the case, opening and shutting it. And if you guys have AirPods, you know that like as soon as it opens, it connects. So she's in there like playing with the thing, and that's why I didn't have any audio, is because it was going to the AirPods that Laurel had. So that's why I walked all the way around the house hoping it would disconnect, and it didn't. And then so eventually it occurred to me to turn off my Bluetooth, and then I was able to actually talk to you guys. But it took like a whole 4 minutes for me to figure out that Laurel had my iPad. And then I went in and I asked her for them, and she was like, she made this face like, and then she handed it. She knew what she was doing. The kid can count to 12. Like, she knew what she was doing the whole time. Yeah. Do you use an iPad, iPhone, or computer for your live sales? iPhone. I know that people have tried iPads in the past and I think they work, but I think the best device to go live on is an iPhone. Now, we do have sellers who do Android. My suggestion has always been, like, if you build your business to a point where you can invest, I would invest in just going on eBay and getting an earlier model iPhone and using that, because there is more functionality with an iPhone than an Android. But you also cannot go live on your computer. You can go into your sale on your computer, and it kind of creates like a mission control if you're live, and you can kind of monitor your sale from the computer at the same time, or from an iPad at the same time. You can have multiple devices. But as far as going live goes, I would definitely suggest iPhone. I mean, we have a bunch of iPhones here at the shop. I think I've got one sitting over there. And they're just iPhones that we've purchased off of eBay, because we needed extra iPhones for listing and this, that, and the other, because the functionality of the iPhone is top notch when it comes to Niknax. I know. I'm like, well, I don't think we have any iPhones on Niknax. Otherwise, I'd be like, get your iPhones here, guys. But I actually have had people apply that want to sell iPhone, and I'm like, I think that's suspicious. They want to sell iPhone, and I'm like, I don't think you do. Oh, you had to return an iPad that didn't accommodate the latest version of District. Yes, so I would double check on that. You don't want it too old that it can't get the latest version, but you don't too new and it's $1,200 for an iPhone. It's kind of insane. Yes, that's exactly what we would do. Yeah, I would start it on my computer and then I'd upload all the photos from the iPhone. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know which version you need in order to make it happen. Ourselves, where we have one device focus on. Yeah, I've thought about that before. I've actually thought about that before. So if you wanted to have two devices where you have, the separate screen as one that you control, I think that would be amazing. I've brought it up before because I thought it was a great idea. Ultimately, the way to make it work now would be that you would have to have two approved seller names. You would have to have two approved, and then you would have to co-sell the same. Like, it just right now, the logistics of it, because I've thought it through, I've thought about it. The logistics of it are a little complex, I think, because you'd have to have two accounts, both sellers, both approved to live sell, and then you could maybe pull it off. I don't know though. I don't know. Yes, draft mode, private. That's how we use it. We use the private mode as our draft mode. So we'll set our items to private, and that is definitely a workaround. So if you're listing things and you want them in draft, you can put them as private. Does it glow? Has a good question. Any info on removing the outdated, expired, opened cosmetics? Oh, no, there's no update on that. I had to look at that. And that's a good reminder to everybody. Please, if you are, we have guidelines for listing cosmetics. There are guidelines and they need to be followed. We don't allow for open cosmetics, open or used cosmetics, just because of health concerns and that. Will we one day be able to zoom in and zoom out the camera during the live? I don't know. And that would be cool. Right now it just kind of does it on its own. You'll be having a sale and it's like zoom, 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 zoom. So it kind of already has that feature in a sense. It's not ideal. It's a little annoying. But it does do that. But I know what you mean. Items, but I wouldn't tell me why. Oh, interesting. So if you're having an issue with updating an item or any of that, that sounds like a technical thing. I would definitely email support@district.net for that. Sandy puts a paperweight in so it focuses on it and doesn't zoom in and out. Oh. Well, we've already discussed Sandy. She's got superpowers, and I think we all just have to accept that fact. Can we sign up now? So you would probably, you could sign up now, but you wouldn't be able to list. Like, I don't think you would be able to get to the payment portion where you put in your financial stuff so that you can get your payouts. I don't think that would, I figured like at some point there would be a hiccup if you were international and you were trying to sign up as a seller. I think at some point it would be like, wait a second, you're not from Canada or the US, and then it would be upset with you. Now, we did have In Your Vase selling from Sweden. We do have In Your Vase. The tariffs and all of that, I think, are deterring currently some of our outside the US sellers. I mean, it's just muddy right now. We're just trying to figure it out and figure out how all that works. And I think that holding off on international in general to figure out how this is all going to play out is really the move right now. Even though I would love to, have the UK or international beyond US and Canada. We just kind of have to figure out how this is all going to play out. And we're kind of at the mercy of the political powers. So we'll be getting sold stats anytime in the future. Types of items sold across the platform. So actually, yes and no. We do have Seller Insights is one of the chat channels. And, speaking of AI robots, that is our Niknax AI robot. And it tells you what items are trending, what sales, did well, all of these things. So that's under Seller Insights. And I think it posts every single day. It collects data from across the marketplace, and then it gives you that data. So that's a really great place to look. And, we haven't actually talked about it in a while. We launched it, and then it did the chat channel just kind of sits out there. But it is a Seller Insights chat channel. Let me see if I can find it here. Seller Insights. Yep. And it actually has the robot on either side. So if you open that up, it will give you like this whole play by play of yesterday. See, I'll show you guys here. Those of you who are like, what? Yeah, oh, absolutely you can. So this is it, Seller Insights. It's under the Seller chat channel. So you can see it as a seller. And then, for instance, here, this was just posted yesterday. This was yesterday's. So our top lives, Christina, curated collections, Does It Glow Michelle. These are some of our top lives. Our top liked items. So these are our top liked. So these are items that are getting likes. So that's a really great way to figure out what people are liking. And then over here we have trending themes. So vintage Scandinavian glassware, early 20th century Italian jewelry. We know micro mosaics are hot. Scandinavian glassware, stuff like our Swedish glassware. We do sell a lot of that here. Handmade decorative pottery. That probably came in from, the signature series. And then we have vintage Halloween decor. So this is what's trending. This was what the items were top liked. We have this neodymium bud vase. That's awesome. We know neodymium is popular. So there's so many insights here that you guys can tap into as sellers. And I don't think that anyone really realized this. And it looks like it was actually posted twice. I don't know why it posted. Oh, I don't know. So here is, let me spill it. And actually what's really great is I was able to give this AI personality, because it's just like, what kind of personality do you want to give to the AI? I'm like, what kind of personality do I want to give to the robot? Like, it was like a whole conversation about how the AI robot can have a personality. So no, this is not Christina. This is our Niknax AI robot that we have yet to name. We should probably name. So, ooh la la, let me spill the tea on Niknax top picks. So you can already see that the thing has its own identity and personality, because it's over here spilling the tea. So if you're looking around for some quirky collectibles, here are the celebs of the shopping world that captured everyone's hearts. Now gather around, folks, because I've got the inside scoop on the top 10 hottest live streams on Niknax from this past week. So yeah, so you can, it does sound a little bit like Christina. I may have said, can you just give it Christina's personality? Just kidding. I didn't actually do that, but yeah. So yeah, so you can scroll through here. You can actually see the items. So amazing handmade purple rainbow coil marble with stand, and it glows. Stacy sold this. Look at this. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Right? And it is signed. So there you go. Yeah, see? And you guys are being featured in this, and you didn't even know it. So then we have Christina. Vintage is anything but sale with the blah, blah, blah. Dizzying 228 views. I can't read. Maybe I do need more coffee. And then meanwhile, Rose Cove Vintage and Jolie made their mark. All right. So I think it posts every day. I was able to pick how frequent. So September 19th, and so every couple days it posts some updates. But that's a great tool, for sellers here on Niknax to actually look and figure it out. No, customer, it's not. So if you guys are like buyers, you're like, what is going on? What are we talking about? This is seller only. So it's only available to sellers. We have it locked for, I mean, because it's really information, that sellers can use. But I think that's awesome. I know, isn't that neat? It's pretty neat. Should have been in first place, but didn't get a mention. Oh man, you actually messaged it. Well, there you go. So there you go. So that answers that question. Now you know. Now you know. And you also know what's trending here, which I think is valuable. I mean, like, if you watch, like, I could have told you all those things were trending without looking at it because I see all the sales, but just, browsing around the marketplace, seeing, I mean, if you are here and you are a member of the community, like we talked about, bouncing into sales, showing encouragement, seeing what's selling, you should know that those things are definitely trending. Thank you. Oh, I always get compliments on this shirt. I really do like it. I mean, it is Free People, so it was a little spendy, but I definitely, for all the compliments I get, it was totally worth it. Niknax Jones, I like that. Yes, it's definitely. Are we talking about the insights? How fun they are to read? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, it's and you can go back and you can look at previous weeks as well and see, the last one on September 9th, trending themes, iridescent art glass, vintage glassware and figurines, micro mosaic jewelry, and unique silver and turquoise jewelry. So, and some of these themes carry through to the following weeks, and you can kind of see what's still trending. The kids of Lambton. Oh, James, why you gotta be like that? I gotta zap James over here. He's hitting on my people. I don't even see him there. He must be over on Niknax. I know. These bots are always coming in. I don't know why I can't see him. All right, hang on. Oh, there it just popped up. All right, let me get rid of him. He's just gonna keep going. He's gonna respond to every single thing. Oh, look, he's a doctor. Oh my gosh, he's a pediatrician doctor. I can see his picture. I mean, if that isn't phishing, I don't know what is. Yeah, I know. Look, James the doctor. Look at that. Banned. Sorry, James. I don't really. I mean, it's fantastic. I know he's widowed. He's a doctor. He's all the things. They usually are. Nah, he's on Crazy Lamp Lady. He's gone now. He's blocked. I know. James the doctor in here hitting on everybody. That's your doctor? Oh man. You know what's really sad though is some people do fall for these and they get scammed out of lots of money. So I mean, there's a seriousness about it. I mean, it's really sad. Yeah, either that or a military general. Both of those things. Yeah. He just wants to be our friend. Yeah. Engineer. I've been approved to sell. Is there a tutorial about selling? No. So if you've been approved to sell, one of the things I would definitely suggest is, watching, if you're going to go live, learning from other sellers who do go live. If you're going to be listing items, looking at, for instance, what's trending there on the insights report, those sort of things. But we don't really have a tutorial per se. If you have questions, I always suggest using the chat channels to ask questions because, like I said earlier, that there's a lot of sellers chiming in, giving advice, helping one another, and so that's a really great opportunity. We're definitely not buying what the good doctor is selling. Oh, well, if you're interested in going live, a great way to do that is to actually join the newbie train, which Elsie puts on. Getting in on that train because it's very, very supportive, very encouraging. Um, and you could just go on there and kind of learn the ropes, learn the buttons to press. Just listing. I'd say dive in. It's a really simple process. There's not any item specifics or item requirements. So actually listing can go by pretty fast. Getting those items up. Next one is on the 25th. That is the next newbie train. If anyone is interested in that. Yes, you cannot go live unless you've done your onboarding. That is really important. Yes. Oh, shoot. I keep forgetting to order the Niknax stickers. I have to order those. I mean, I shouldn't put it off because then I get the hot sauce, And I do like the hot sauce. But I've just, I gotta get more. I've actually had a few people ask me about stickers. And meanwhile, Sage and Shelby are like, "Did you order the stickers yet? Did you order this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Did you? No, yeah, I'll do it. And that's the thing is, I keep saying, "Yeah, I'll do it," and I don't. Yeah, Sticker Mule. They have the best hot sauce. You order stickers and they send you free hot. I mean, it's not really free because you're paying for the stickers, but they send you the hot sauce, and I'll tell you what, it's banging. It's really good. So the key is not ordering too many stickers so that you can order more stickers later and get more sauce. There's like a balance there. Otherwise you run out. You order too many stickers, you have them for too long, and then you run out of the sauce before you have to order more stickers. Am I going to put a cap on sellers? No. No, I am not. My goal is to grow Niknax as big and as powerful as I possibly can. So no, I will not put a cap on sellers. Now, that being said, there will always be a balance. I won't add additional sellers if I don't see our numbers increasing. So once I see our numbers going up, that's when I add new sellers. So even though I won't put a cap on it, there will always be a balance. So, if we kind of stall out, we might hold off on adding sellers for a while. Buyer to seller ratio. It's what some other sites are lacking. Yeah, spread the word. Spread the word. Let everybody know. Are sales good for sellers who only list? Some of our sellers have seen a lot of success with just buy it now listings. I will say that going live gets you your quickest turnaround. That's true in any space because you're actively showing the item, selling it, and moving on to the next one. But we have had buy it now sellers who list every day and commit, and they have been successful. Yes. But it does take that dedication and the commitment and, following through, listing daily. Yep. Yes, it's free to join. I hear a lot that, oh, how much does it cost? There's no cost. It's just like if you sign up for any other selling platform, there's no cost associated with joining and hanging out. There's no listing fees. There's just a percentage of your final sale, but there's no listing fees. Yes. Yeah, you got to with anything in life, you have to put the work in. You can only get out of it what you put into it. That's not just with reselling, that's with everything. That's with me with YouTube. I get out of it what I put into it. And the same goes for reselling. Let me see. Are notifications of sellers you follow coming soon? I believe that if you follow a seller, you should be getting notifications unless you have your notifications turned off. I get all the notifications. Every sale that happens on Niknax, I get a notification. So I don't know. I just get them all. Yeah, you must have notifications turned on. And then you can go in individually and like turn off notifications for chat channels, adjust them accordingly. But there's like a master switch that if you have it turned off, you won't get notifications. Yes, live sale onboarding is under the chat channels. There is a chat channel for live sale onboarding. It's under Get Started, and it is the third one down, and it is live sale onboarding. You can click on that if you are a seller, and then you can sign up for an onboarding session. Do I sell my coffee to Canada? Yes, I do. I do sell my coffee to Canada, to the US and Canada. That is where I sell it. Or only another seller. I'm not sure what you mean, Dylan. Can you invite a buyer into a live or only another seller? You mean like tagging them? Is that what you're saying? By tagging them? Oh, co-hosting. I don't know. I think they have to be a seller because they have to be approved to go live. And to be approved to go live, you have to be a seller. So once you're able to go live, then you can co-host. So yes, you would have to be a seller. Although that would be cool if we could also do buyers. I know I didn't add coffee. Should I add coffee? Let me add coffee. I'll put the coffee in. All right. Okie doke. So much coffee. Okay. Wow. I must have did a recount on the coffee because there's quite a bit in there now. All right. So now's the buy it now is filled with coffee. But you are not on the app. I don't know. I mean, they should be push notifications. That might be in your settings, your push notifications. Yes, don't forget this Friday, handmade. Thank you, Bandit. Thank you. You would love to do a co-live for your first live. Yeah, absolutely. Squirrels, raccoons, and corgis. Aw. All right, guys. I think I'm going to sign off of here. It's going on noon. Your daughter's still here. It's going on noon, and I think that I'm going to pop off of here. But if you have any additional questions, remember you guys can always use the chat channels. Other sellers often hop in and give a hand answering questions. I think you guys have a lot of good tools now. For those of you who didn't know about the insights, you have those. I'm going to be on tonight. Thanks for asking. I'm going to be live tonight with some Goodwill finds. So I've got Goodwill stuff for tonight. And hopefully you guys can join me. So that'll be 4:30 p.m. Eastern. I may go live a little bit earlier. I haven't decided yet. It just depends. Okay. I do actually. I have the electrician coming at 5:30. So that maybe I should go live earlier. Maybe it will be earlier. Just keep an eye on my live selling schedule, and we'll go from there. Alrighty. All right. Well, no, the sellers are the only ones who can see the seller. They're called seller insights. So that's why we just have them set to sellers. But I will see all of you guys maybe later today, or definitely later this week, because I think I'm going to have a sale on Thursday as well. All right. All right, let's see who we can raid. We have two friends live right now. Music City Girl is making. She's having a maker show, and Born in the Wrong Century. So I think that maybe we'll go see Music City Girl in honor of this Friday's handmade market. Don't forget. Hope to see you guys there. But then also Born in the Wrong Century is live if you want to go see some estate jewelry. All right. So here we go. Let's end and raid.